Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel named Learning to Learn. So yes, basically I usually upload topics related to theory subjects of commerce and certain topics of NTA UGC NET examinations. But today I would like to talk on a different topic, right? I would like to talk on the topic of time management, right? This is for all the people who have, you can say, problem in managing their time, right? Who are, you can say, struggling or juggling their work and study, right? As well as some of the people who have already joined Unacademy Plus. So there are classes which are going like every day, right? And they're not able to manage the class and their self study, so it is a bit of, you can say, problematic to each and every student right now. So this particular video follows, or you can say focuses on the problems of student who have problem in time management in general, and specifically if you're preparing for NTA UGC NET examinations. Okay, so let's get started. But before that, if you're not on Unacademy, you can of course join Unacademy. Link is in the description box below. And the second thing is, you can also opt for plus, use my referral code to get 10% instant discount. And if you're anxious or worried about your career, about, you can say, your body language, communication skills, etc., you should follow my other channel, Boss Lady. And you have hobbies like gardening, painting, drawing, making notes, something like that, then you should follow my other channel, Study Vlog. Okay, now the first thing is, in the time management, understand you have limited number of hours in a day, right? Everyone has 24 hours, but you cannot use 24 hours to study, right? So what exactly happens is, you need to give certain time to your personal work, right, to sleep and to your job, right? The remaining hours only you will be able to use for study purpose. Okay, so first of all, understand the number of hours you can actually commit daily. For this, one important thing, be realistic. You might think that, okay, after all these work, I'll be able to work 10 hours a day, or I'll be able to study 10 hours a day, or 8 hours a day, or 14 hours a day. Please be realistic. Of course, for 1 day or 2 day it would look good, but do you actually think you can do that for a longer period of time, like say 2 months, 3 months? No, right? So first of all, try to understand, or try to get a reality check, that whatever plan you're making, that is not only for one single day of today, right? That would be of for 3 days, 4 days, 1 month, 2 months, etc., right? So be brutally realistic about it. Don't make fake assumptions कि कर लूँगा, हो जाएगा, 13 घंटे पढ़ूंगा. Not like that. First, right? Second, after understanding that how many hours you can give, try to use that timetable, whatever you have made, a trial check. Okay, what is a trial check? See, suppose you have made a plan, a final plan, that I'm going to study like this, right? And that you have made for 3 months. First, try the same plan for 1 week. If you're able to follow it religiously, without having any breaks, without having any piled up work, without having any, you can say, uncompleted tasks, then yes, you should follow the same for next 3 months. But if you fail in the first week, suppose you have in your schedule, or in your timetable, you have mentioned that I'll study 6 hours a day, but you end up studying 1 hour or 2 hours, bare minimum, then this is not going to work for you. Come on, you just have written only for the purpose of, you can say, just saying that yes, I have a timetable, to, you can say, psychologically satisfy your mind. You are not practically applying it anywhere, right? So please don't do that. Whatever timetable you choose, first take a trial run of that for 1 week. If it's work, fine, yes, you can move forward. If it doesn't, you need to have a different approach, right? So before that, how to make a timetable, that is really important. See, you are the best judge to know that which topics are difficult for you, which topics are easy for you, and which topics are, you can say, out of the control, or out of your, you can say, hand, right? So first of all, take all the easy topics, because if you can see, psychology, the people psychology works in different ways. This works for me because what I do is I complete all the easy stuff first, which I like the most. Like for paper 2, whose paper 2 is commerce or management, you might find economics there, financial management there, legal aspects, and management, journal management, right? So these topics are really easy for me, and I like reading these topics more. So suppose if I complete like 4 units, I'll be motivated more to do remaining 6 units, right? This works for me. It might work for you or might not work for you, because every person is unique in their own way, right? Some people have a different approach. Some people, what do? They first complete the difficult topics, right? The very hard topics, or the topics which takes a lot of time, energy and efforts, right? After completing that, they get motivated. Okay, main बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम तो कंप्लीट हो गया, now we just have to complete the small stuff or the easy stuff, right? So understand what your approach should be. My approach is, first I focus on the topics which I am best at. I can give my 100% to that, and then I jump to the topics which are really very difficult for me to handle. So you can apply this approach of mine, or you can apply your own approach. That is your choice, right? Now, managing the time related to live class. Every day on Unacademy, I teach on average 6 to 8 hours, right? Taking special classes into consideration. Or sometimes I usually also teach like 4 hours depending upon the number of classes I have. So, if you're following an educator on Unacademy, I can guarantee you, if you have taken the plus subscription, you might follow 2 educators or more than 2 educators religiously, right? Now, while watching a YouTube video or an Unacademy video, especially a tutorial video where a teacher is teaching something and you're learning something, right? There are different students who use different approaches, right? I've seen many people who just put the mobile aside. They're actually seeing the class, right? And they're doing other stuff because they have a busy schedule. They might be cooking, they might be, you can say, getting ready, they might be traveling, right? That is possible. The second approach is, you can say, the very, you can say, efficient approach, where when the lecture is going on, the student is actually sitting properly on a desk or taking the notes, right? And taking every single point into consideration, that okay, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, right? So, and there comes the third people, right, who are just listening the lecture, right? They are not noting it down anything, just they're listening it properly with the focus, okay? Any of these can work, but if you are making the notes simultaneously, what happens is, it is possible that you are going to remember more, because according to Delcone's model, if you have remembered in teaching aptitude, right, if you listen something, you will remember less. If you listen and see something, you'll remember more. If you listen, see and write yourself, right, you'll remember more, right? So the number of senses involved increases, your engagement increases, the retention ratio increases, right? So I think if you can you can actually use a mixed approach as well. I do it while I was studying, right? I did not take any particular online classes of any educator, to be very frank. I learned mostly from books. The topics which I did not understand, I used various YouTube channels, YouTube videos, and even Unacademy platform, and even the Plus platform ones. The approach I used on my personal, you can say, experience basis, the topic which I was very great at, okay, I understand this topic thoroughly, I don't have any doubts, I used to skip that. I used to learn it only through the book, right? The topics which were very difficult, which were, you can say, I was not able to understand, I used to watch the videos for those, like more than 2 educators video or more than 3 to 4 YouTube videos, and then I used to religiously make notes on that. Not a single note. Suppose if I have followed one educator, he's teaching me suppose a topic, example, we can take a simple example. Suppose learning learner model. Okay, so he's teaching me learner model, and I'm reading this for the first time or understanding this for the first time. So after following one educator class, I'll definitely go to the other educator and see what he's teaching, right? And at least do the same for the YouTube channel also, for Unacademy plus classes and special classes also. After only following like 3 to 4 videos, I'll make a compile notes, right? Don't waste your time in making every notes every time. No, just make a simple note, right? Use a paper, use a single A4 size paper, right? Or your copy, whatever you say. At one side of the book, right, write the top points, leave the other side blank. Turn the page, fill one side and leave the other side blank. Then what will happen, whenever you'll watch new video and if there is a new information, that blank page, in that blank page you can add it. You don't have to make the notes again and again and again, right? So suppose if I'm learning learner attitude or learner what do we say, models from one particular educator, right? And if I'm switching from one to second, or I'm watching more than 2 educators, I don't have to make the same notes again and again and again. I just can add the extra points which the previous educator might have skipped or might have not mentioned, right? This you can do. And you can also add some of the topics or some of the points which you have actually learned from the book also, right? This is called an effective study, right? This is really possible if you have time and if you are ready to put the efforts, right? First, but what if don't have time to write each and everything, right? Then you can use digital media. You can actually download the PDF of the educators and then just make a compile notes out of it, right? You can also follow various books because you need to have good books for NTA UGC NET examinations. Now, the time management is the main important issue here, and I am speaking for last 12 minutes on that. See, I think every student would, you can say, agree with me that online classes does make a difference in your preparation. It does. It really does, right? This is actually the plus point in your own preparation, right? So if you have any doubts, if you are not able to get any resources, if you're not understanding any topic, so you have a mentor with you, you have an educator with you, you can ask the question. If there is any updates, you can ask. If there are any changes, you can get to know, right? So these are all the benefits of the plus, but ultimately you have to work hard yourself no matter what. Ultimately you are the one who are going to appear in the examination, right? So according to me, whatever you're studying right now, if you're studying for the first time, thorough study is really required. If you have already studied once or given one attempt, you just need to brush up all your knowledge and get a good revision for the end of the day. So for detailed study, of course, I exactly told you what to do. Follow 3-4 videos, 3-4 educators, YouTube channels, Unacademy, right? And then make a concise or comprehensive detailed notes, right? But if you have done everything in the past, if you have actually attempted the paper once in your life, or you have actually gone through the syllabus at least once, now what you can do, you just need to have a summary notes. Summary notes will actually help you to revise faster, right? To, you can say, retain a lot, and this will be, you can say, golden ticket before one day of examination, because one day before the examination you need to revise your paper 1 10 units, paper 2 10 units, and it becomes like next to impossible task, because for paper 2 the syllabus is just like an ocean which doesn't end at all, right? So for that I can suggest you one thing. First, complete the course once, right? Take a timetable which you are focused on, right? And after making the timetable, make sure you are able to follow it. If you're not able to follow it, change your approach. Try to manage your time online and offline by actually seeing on which topics you're good at, which you can skip, right? Which you can skip watching the videos, right? And which topics you are literally very bad and you're just out of shape, you don't understand the topic, then you have to religiously watch the videos to get the whole picture of that particular subject, right? With regards to revision, I highly believe that all the videos related to revision you must watch, because that will save you a lot of time. Because suppose if I am completing a teaching aptitude, the revision of teaching aptitude is usually covered in like 3 to 4 hours. So that will really help you to reduce your time while revising, right? And if there is another person, it is just like a group study, right? So it is, you can say, a good environment to study. So this was the basics. I might upload more videos giving you more exact precise knowledge or precise you can say suggestions what to exactly do to increase your performance, to increase your preparation, to increase your revision, to increase your studies, and ultimately achieve the goal of your JRF or net, whatever you feel like, right? So of course you can follow me on Unacademy. I'm a teacher there. I take regular classes there, right? And if you still have any doubts, you can always mention in the comment section. I would love to help you guys, right? So don't worry, just stay safe, stay at home, start studying. If there is any doubt, please let me know. I would love to help you guys. Bye bye.